What if one of the greatest medical breakthroughs in human history began with a messy lab, a forgotten experiment, and a bit of mold? No grand laboratory, no dramatic eureka moment, just an accident that would go on to save millions of lives. This is the incredible true story of how penicillin was discovered by mistake, and changed medicine forever. The year was 1928. And Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming was working at St Mary's Hospital in London. Known more for his quiet curiosity than his tidiness, Fleming had just returned from a 2-week vacation. When he walked back into his lab, he noticed something odd. He had left petri dishes on his workbench, dishes where he had been growing Staphylococcus bacteria. Most were teeming with colonies. But on one dish, something strange had happened. A spot of mold had grown. And around the mold, the bacteria were gone, as if the mold had killed them. Most scientists might have tossed the dish away. But Fleming was different. He observed closely, curious about the mold's bacteria-killing power. The mold was later identified as a strain of Penicillium notatum, and the substance it produced? He named it penicillin. It was the world's first true antibiotic. Fleming realized he had stumbled upon a substance that could kill harmful bacteria without harming human cells, a revolutionary idea. He published his findings in 1929, but the scientific community largely ignored him. He wasn't able to purify penicillin nor produce it in large quantities. For over a decade, his discovery sat quietly in the background. That changed in the early 1940s, when Howard Florey, Ernst Boris Chain, and a team of researchers at Oxford picked up Fleming's work. With World War II raging and soldiers dying from infected wounds, the need for a bacterial cure was urgent. The Oxford team figured out how to mass-produce penicillin, first in small lab batches, then in giant industrial quantities, with help from pharmaceutical companies and even U.S. dairy farms, which had the equipment needed to grow mold efficiently. By 1944, penicillin was widely used on the battlefield, saving countless lives. Soldiers who would have died from sepsis, gangrene, or infected wounds were walking out of hospitals. It was hailed as a wonder drug. After the war, penicillin became available to the public, and the world changed. Before antibiotics, even a small cut or sore throat could turn deadly. Diseases like pneumonia, syphilis, and scarlet fever had no reliable treatments. Penicillin was the beginning of a medical revolution that extended life expectancy, enabled complex surgeries, and gave rise to modern pharmaceuticals. In 1945, Alexander Fleming, Florey, and Chain were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Fleming, ever humble, warned the world that the misuse of antibiotics could lead to resistance, a warning that remains relevant today. What began as an accidental mold in a cluttered lab became the foundation of modern medicine. The story of penicillin is a reminder that history isn't always shaped by perfection, but sometimes by observation, persistence, and a bit of luck. One forgotten petri dish changed the course of medicine and saved more lives than any weapon or war. If this remarkable tale inspired you, there's more to uncover. Subscribe to Fascinating Historical Facts and discover the real stories behind humanity's greatest moments, accidents and all. Stay curious. Stay inspired. Subscribe now.